Hi folks, Sal here from the Miller Business Center, and we are in ReferenceUSA, and we are going to take a look at how you can do an advanced search. Perhaps you'd like to create a marketing list of potential customers. This is where you can do it here in ReferenceUSA. So when you come to the ReferenceUSA database homepage, you will click on US Businesses. Now we have another video on our channel where you could see what is useful here with this quick search tab. But today we're clicking on Advanced Search. Now let's take a look at a little real estate here. On your left-hand side, you're going to see all the criteria that we can search on, and there is a lot. You can be very creative when it comes to building your lists here, and we'll talk about that in a moment. In the center, you'll see where we will add our criteria, where we will enter our criteria. And on the right-hand side of our screen, we're going to see our action buttons, where we can view the results and update the count. So for today's demonstration, how about we do a search for manufacturers in Suffolk County that make over $5 million a year. So first, let's start with the business type. Now, there are two choices here for business type. There is keyword search, and then there is major industry group. Now, I'm going to put a check mark here, major industry group. Major industry group comes in very handy if you're doing very broad searches. Let's say you're just looking for mining companies, you're just looking for service companies, you're just looking for manufacturing companies. This is a very broad way of searching based on multiple SIC codes across your search. So for this demonstration, we are going to be searching for all manufacturers, so it makes sense to use the major industry group selector. Now, if I put a check mark here for keyword search, you're going to see this screen pop up, and this allows you to actually start typing. So I can search for any keyword that has the word plastic in it. That'll give me all the SIC codes that have plastic. You could see here plastic bags wholesale, plastic jewelry, plastic bottle manufacturers, so on and so forth. This is if you really want to drill down and search for very specific types of companies. So the keyword search comes in very handy, especially if you don't know the SIC codes for those particular companies and industries. In this case, we're going to just click remove here. We're doing a straightforward, very broad search of all manufacturers in Suffolk County, so we can most definitely use the major industry group selector. Now here where it says manufacturing, you'll notice it allows us to search between SIC code ranges 20 and 39. If you wanted to dig deeper, if you wanted to browse this SIC tree, just click on one of these plus signs here, and that will open it up, and you can see it really goes all the way down into the tree. Very specific things here like paper and allied products, rubber and miscellaneous plastics manufacturers, so on and so forth. So in this case, we're doing all the manufacturers. So we can simply put a check mark here. You'll see after we put a check mark that there are 2,979 SIC codes within that industry group that are selected, and then we can move on. So now that we have our business type, let's choose our geography. So I said we were going to search for companies in Suffolk County. So you put a check mark where it says county, and the county selector comes up. Now we do have to select a state, in this case, of course, New York, and then we can choose our county. We can either use this list. We can scroll down this list and find the county and click on it. Or we can start to type Suffolk County in this case, and it'll pop up here. To select it, simply click on the county. You'll notice it jumps from here, from your left-hand box to your right-hand box. If for some reason you make a mistake, like instead of clicking Suffolk, I click Sullivan, that's not a problem. Simply clicking on the selected box will bring it back to the unselected side. So now that we have our Suffolk County listed here in county, so let's take a look right now. We have record type. Let's mention in this case, ReferenceUSA is very good about offering this verified businesses record type. We keep that selected. It is the default, and we highly recommend that you do that. Major industry group, we've selected all manufacturers using the major industry group tree. County, Suffolk County, New York is selected. So far so good. I can click on view results here and get a running total. We have 3,465 results. You know what? We still need to go further though, because I mentioned before, let's do something a little more. Let's look for manufacturers in Suffolk County who make over $5 million a year. So we'll go to business size. It's another criteria here. Put a check mark where it says sales volume, and the sales volume box pops up. You could see this is very consumer friendly. It's very user friendly, very easy to navigate ReferenceUSA. It's the reason why it's one of our more popular databases. So if I'm going to select $5 million or more, I need to select everything from 5 million to 10 million all the way up. I can click like this and select them, or a little tip, I can click and hold my left mouse button down and just drag it all the way down to the end, and it'll also select everything in that range as well. So this is looking good so far. I'm going to click on update count. We have 856 businesses in the database. These are verified businesses, manufacturers in Suffolk County who make over $5 million a year. That's a great size list. I love it. We're going to go with it. Again, click on view results, and this is the results list. And that's how you search for companies using advanced criteria. Now you can always click on revise search here and add more criteria. You can go as far as you want. In fact, we highly recommend that you do that. It's much better to get a concise, small list than a large list that's all over the place. And these are not necessarily folks you want to do business with. So for example, I can add the criteria of employees. So putting a check mark there for number of employees. Let's say in addition to $5 million plus a year, I want manufacturers that have over 250,000 employees, 250 employees. So I put 250 all the way up, update count, and you can see now we have a really small list. We're down to 53. So let's download this list of 53 manufacturers. Clicking on view results. This is our results page. You'll see we have 3 pages of results. There are 25 records per page. Now, we need to select every single one of these records. You won't have to check mark every single one of these. That would be really bad. Now, what we'll have to do is just put a check mark in this nice blue box here. By doing so, you're selecting every single record on the page. It's very easy to do. We'll jump to page number 2, do the same thing, and then page number 3, and do the same thing as well. So we've highlighted all 53 results, and now it is time to download them. These are your action buttons up here when you're looking at your result page. We're going to click on the download button here, and you will have the options now for downloading your record. We highly recommend that you keep step 1 the same. Comma delimited. It's the most popular format. It's unedited. It's raw. You can open that up in Microsoft Excel, Google Sheets. It is the best way to download your lists. Step number 2, we always recommend that you click on detailed. You might as well. It's one extra click and it includes all the data. And we find that the more data you see, the more ideas you may have about doing lists in the future and how you can search on specific criteria and metrics that you might not have thought about in the first place. And then finally, you have the choice of either downloading the records onto your computer or emailing the records to yourself. It's just a matter of simply clicking on one of these buttons. You'll be prompted to either save it to your hard drive or email it to yourself. Type in your email address, type in a little message, send the email, and then you will get that file, like I said, in CSV format. You'll be able to download that and view it in Microsoft Excel sent to you.